What's up, guys? Welcome back from the MLG offices in New York City. Axel Toss and Axel here, currently watching Neo Star League 2013 tournament happening in China, featuring the best players from China, and we're down to our final two, Jim and Toodming.
That's right. Of course, we saw Jim take down Courage 2-0 in his first semifinal match, and we saw Toodming take down XY 2-0 in his semifinal match. Both players look very convincing. We're here with the PVZ in the finals. Let's jump right into it.
Jim versus Toodming, PVZ best of 5. First map is going to be Belshir Vestige as we scroll on into the wonderful game on Belshir Vestige. Of course, Jim, I would consider to be the favorite, but watching Toodming a little bit earlier, or obviously in those games that we saw against XY, Toodming looked super darn fancy. But then again, this is a different matchup. So
he did. We'll have to see what these players can do. Of course, Jim, well known, the most dominant Protoss in China. In fact, one of the most dominant Protoss on the planet. He's going to be a very tough nut to crack for Toodming. But Toodming, like we said, I mean, he's top 100, I think, in the Korean GM ladder. So he's very capable. I mean, if you're there, you can beat anyone in the world. So he's very capable of taking on anyone. It's going to be a very worthy challenger for Jim in this finals.
All right, so we know Jim is pretty. Both these players pretty darn good. Jim loves the incorporating some timing-oriented builds, but really good just his mechanics.
Yeah.
His overall play is phenomenal.
And in both games against Courage, he played a fairly similar style, where he sometimes did some earlier pressure, but it was really all about taking the third base, scouting his opponent diligently with some Phoenixes early. And then progressing to basically adding in Colossi and Void Ray. And that seemed the combination that he wanted to go for was Void Rays and Colossi, of course, gateway supplementation as the bulk of the supply. But it seemed like that was really the style that he favored. It wasn't mass Void Ray, it wasn't mass Colossi, it was combining some of each. So we'll see if Toodming has an answer for that. Oh, the probe's going to be annoying, isn't it? Toodming's like, you know what? Screw this. Going to the third.
Straight to the third.
I like it. Oh, he was trying to fake him. He was trying to fake you went to the third, hoping the probe would go into main. Didn't work.
Of course, right now, Jim delaying the expansion.
Oh!
But no, the hatchery goes down.
Yeah, a slight miss looking for a second there. Jim was probably busy trying to queue up some buildings. And the probe was just about one hex off from where it wanted to be to block that hatchery. Not a huge deal, but it kind of can, winning that probe versus drone duel from either side can give you that mental confidence in the game. And that can make a difference in your play throughout the series.
Absolutely. So Jim unable to delay that too long. Went into the main base, got the lack of gases, so knows nothing too fancy is going to be happening here.
Dude, this is a pretty awesome umbrella. That's an umbrella, right?
I don't know. It looks like an umbrella.
It's like a force field that's being projected up.
To protect the plants from the atmosphere of Belshir.
That's why, if you notice, you can't actually attack these plants. Yeah. They've got little
I need to get one of those in my army.
Yeah.
Put that in, I'd pick it up and take it with my army everywhere.
Yep, you'll be like those people in that Star Wars movie, right?
Yes.
I don't remember what they.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, the people from Jar Jar Binks' people, whatever they're called.
Ewoks?
No, they're not Ewoks.
Dang it. Stormtroopers?
Yes.
Okay.
Stormtroopers. We'll say it's Stormtroopers. Anyway, we do have the third hatchery going down from Toodming, and of course adding in more drones in production. Very macro-oriented play. Jim, meanwhile, doing the very standard macro stuff as well. Probe is going to return home, saying, "My scouting mission has been successful." Yes.
The score is 0-0, by the way, for those of you who are wondering. In this best of 5, the winner is 10,000 RMB. So, starting things off, Jim looks like both gas in his main base. Cybercore is done. We'll keep an eye on Tech. Overlord looking for Tech as well.
It's currently time to Stalker. You're the one to get that Overlord.
He's like, get out of here, Overlord. I don't want you scouting my stuff.
Yep. Overlord will skedaddle out of there. Heads up play by Toodming. The Zerg spotted the Chrono Boost and said, you know what? That could be something that doesn't like Overlords. And not many Protoss units like Overlords, but some of them, like Zealots and Probes, can't really do anything about it. The Stalker is one unit that can do something about it. Can stare them in the eyes and shoot particle disruptors at them.
Yep. Next is taken. Ooh, this is what he kind of did against hold on, Courage.
Yes.
On this map, he went for a very fast third base. Remember, Courage
it was
went
a
for lot
little
of
bit
lanes.
slower though.
Sure.
He got a Stargate first
Yep.
and took a third and fourth gas first.
Yep.
It was about a minute later, but it's the same idea. Very fast third. This one is even faster, which means he can get the cannons and the wall up a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, he won't have the Oracle. He won't have quite as many sentries because he's only on 2 gas. Well, now he's taking third and fourth, but it's slightly later.
Sure. And a lot of lings on the way here from Toodming, so he's
Yeah.
identified this.
He's familiar with this style. And
He doesn't have speed though.
You're right.
Just started speed.
Yeah. But if you did, I mean, Nexuses don't run too fast, so I guess if you're just trying to kill a Nexus.
Yep.
Yet a Stalker can kite against you, but
So can Jim hang on here?
I don't know. This is a lot of Zerglings. There is one cannon up. Trying to get this around a Stalker. Stalker's microing back. He's going to get the Zealot. I don't know if he can. I mean, there's a cannon here. Really well positioned.
Mothership is coming forward as well, and it's going to have, or sorry, Mothership Core.
I mean, he's really getting more and more Zerglings. He definitely wants to take out this Nexus.
I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, Jim's defense is just so solid here. You know what this reminds me of? There's a period when Zergs were doing really well against Protosses, like in Stefano's heyday and stuff. Like, this is Wings of Liberty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Korean player called Oz, and now plays for EG. Back then, I think he was with, I want to say Fnatic.
Fnatic.
Yeah. But anyway, his whole strategy of PvZ would be to take a third. It would be the same third off of one gate, and he would try to get the Zergs to bait them into trying to kill it. And his defense in SimCity was, I mean, it was perfect. He would never lose the third base. Then the Zergs would be so far behind because they did something like this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, 2Dming might as well continue committing, right? He's invested enough. I really like the idea of the baiting nest. You see the wall here. But if you can get baitings in, if you actually den him in this corner, you could probably get this pylon maybe. Or if you den him in this corner, no, you're probably too far away from that cannon. You might just go for the natural baitings, actually. If you can get the Cycle and a Forge.
Be careful with those sentries. He should be fine.
Is he
so
many sentries.
Push?
Yeah, I mean, Jim doesn't notice that many speedies. Now he does. He's going to recall. Oh, he's actually going to try to fight it. You know, but he's using a lot of force fields here. At this speeding's just retreat.
Yeah. Stalker's trying to get underneath the Mothership Core as well. And I'm still surprised he hasn't recalled yet.
No. Nope. Using more force
using
fields.
a lot of force fields.
Yeah, but he killed a lot of Zerglings too. It's almost... It's hard to tell. I mean, I would be too scared.
In Jim, I trust.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now he's going to recall.
Okay.
But, you know, yes, he has very few force fields left, but he still has some. And there's not many speedlings left. Like, even if he... Like, Zealot Warpins can almost deal... Oh, actually, here come a lot more speedlings. Coming towards the third base.
God, so many lings.
Oh, the Banelings!
Forward from 2Dming. The sentry is very exposed. The Baneling's going to explode into them, and Jim is... this is going to be a little bit tough for him. No sentries left. Ling's trying to find somewhere to do damage. Trying to sprint into the natural expansion. More force fields going down. Jim desperately trying to stay alive here, and 2Dming trying to make this work. Still nothing but Lings in that production tab.
Yeah, I mean, he's...
Making more Banelings. These Chinese Zergs love their Lings and Banelings.
He's crossed the point of no return by now. He's got to come in here and do some damage here. I mean, if you look at economy, only have 38 drones. The defense of Jim, though, is so solid. If you can kill this gateway, you can get into that cannon. But there's Zealots here as well. Here come the Banelings.
Okay, how many force fields are left? The Banelings sprinting toward the natural expansion. Going to turn around and take down a few of those Zealots.
Good.
That's a great hit. Might go straight for that mineral line.
Oh, he wants to kill the gateway in a cannon. Oh, but actually the probe, can it build another building? No, it can't. But there's photon overcharge in play. He is going to go for the cannon. He's going for... Oh, there's another cannon back there, actually.
Probe's a little bit vulnerable.
Oh,
Jim trying to engage these Banelings. The Banelings
these poor Zealots.
finished morphing in.
Oh
my God.
Massive baiting hits. This might be enough. That the Nexus is very vulnerable.
Yep.
But, I mean, Jim, I think, is still ahead. I mean, remember, if you look at the worker count, it's only 38 drones. Jim is still up by 20 workers.
Right.
And he's lost a lot of sentries, but he's been able to rebuild a lot, too. It's almost like
60 probes.
In a way.
Such a huge economy for Jim right now. Except he lost it there.
Yeah, I mean, and 2Dming, like...
Has he... Can you look at his queens? I just want to see.
Yeah, I see his... I mean, his inject actually 33, and it's almost up. Very, very solid with injects. This one's not quite as perfect. But with 3 and 3, I mean, he's kept the resources down very low, which is the main thing. I mean, he has to keep committing.
You can't do this at home, kind of a thing. Like, if you're a Zerg player and you're watching this, and you're like, wow, he has like 2,000 lings every 2 minutes. I'm going to go do that on the ladder.
Yeah. Well, if your injects are perfect.
Sure.
Here we go. Oh, that was great. You actually got a lot of baiting kills there as well. third base may end up being canceled again. This camp positioning is so good. Mothership Core being annoying, and 2D Ming's being forced back. And, you know, Jim's production is starting to get crazy now. I mean, he's always had a lot of gateways. Now he's had in Twilight Council. Now he's actually getting the first Colossus as soon as he gets a little bit swag. Uh-oh, the unit's caught and open. More good force fields. So Jim's force fields are just... I want to watch this.
They are Jim credible.
Yes. Absolutely Jim credible.
So 2D Ming keeps throwing Lings and Banelings at Jim. Jim keeps holding it off. When does 2D Ming stop?
I mean, he can't stop. I mean, he stops when basically he's killed the third and Jim's mined out of his first two bases. So then
he transitions.
Well, then Jim's dead. Basically, he stops when Jim can't mine anymore resources. Like there's really no transition from here. More great force fields, but they do trap the Protoss army in. A Zealot wall, really well done,
GG.
and yeah, he's realizing it.
Wow. So
the
that
defense is too strong.
Jim a little bit too good in his defense.
We saw that against Courage too. Remember, he pulled out that insane defense at his natural against the early speedings.
I just don't know the idea of just going Massling, Baneling versus Jim. I don't think he's a player that
his micro is too good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it'll work against many pro players, but Jim
against me. If you want to do it against me, I'll volunteer.
He'll volunteer to be your guinea pig.
Don't do it against Jim though.
No.
Jim will hold it off. Very nicely played there from Jim. He knew exactly what he was doing. Every single thing he does is calculated and planned. Now we'll have to see if 2D Ming will adjust.
It is a best of 5.
It's a best of 5.
So we still, he's still got a chance to adjust and make a comeback.
Yeah. So Jim is currently up 1-0 in this best of 5. 2D Ming has some work to do. He's certainly capable. Can he even up the series in game 2? We'll find out after a quick break.